The reason why astrology is important is because everything is light. Life is light. Everything comes from the sun, so everything is light. Now, at the exact time of your birth, of your so-called birth, at the exact time, exact date, and location of your birth, your being of light portaled into existence and said, "Let there be light." While there was a certain alignment in the constellations, all the planets were aligned in certain constellations during the time that your being of light portaled into existence. Say you was born on March 15th, you feel me, at 1:08 p.m. or whatever, you feel me. Now at that time of place, your being of light came into existence while the sun was in the Pisces constellation. So with that, that's gonna make you a Pisces. But what you fail to understand is that the moon was also in a certain constellation. Mercury was also in a certain constellation. Mars was also in a certain constellation. Every planet was positioned in a certain constellation to make you, to give you your whole astrological program. Now, you are the sun. I am the sun. But what you need to understand is that me being the sun and knowing that I am the sun, I need to study my solar system. I need to study the solar system. You feel me? Because all the planets come from the sun. Everything comes from the sun. The sun is that thought that said, "Let there be light," that brought life from out of nowhere, from darkness. You feel me? So your soul is the solar system. In Spanish, the word soul means sun. You feel me? Sol. That means the sun. You feel me? So your soul is the sun. So your soul is the solar system. That's why you have a sign for every planet, because you are the whole solar system. You feel me? People think astrology is just horoscopes and zodiac signs. No. The most characteristic about Z teaches that it's the mechanical consciousness and it's the thought pattern of your man. So at the exact time of your birth, your being of light portaled into existence while there were certain energies playing out in the constellations above. And through the law of correspondence, we understand that as above, so below. The energies that was projecting above have an effect below. And when you came into existence, the moment you came out your mother's womb, you took that breath. That first breath you took was that spirit that locked into your DNA. Breath is spirit. The word spirit comes from the Latin word spiritus. You feel me? So that first breath you took out, it was a certain energy playing out by the constellations above. As soon as you came out the womb and took that first breath, that spirit locked into your DNA, which gave you your astrological programming. That's why you need to know what time you was born and have your birth certificate, so you can pull up every sign, so you can pull up every planet, so you can pull up every placement, and you can understand what your angels and demons are. In Hosea 4:6, it says, "My people was destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They got attuned with the laws of nature, God." You feel me? So if you want to rise up out of that destruction, you need to get back in tune with knowledge itself. You need to know who the hell you are. You got to know who the fuck you are. You got to get in tune with astrology. You got to understand the thought pattern of your mental. You feel me? And you do that through understanding that, okay, who am I? I am light. You feel me? All life comes from that thought that said, "Let there be light." Through me understanding that, I need to go into the light, you feel me, and understand the sun and study how the sun actually has an effect on human behavior. The sun rules, the sun represents my overall ego, you feel me, but the sun has a solar system. There's a sun system, and that's all the other planets. And all these other planets that's within the system of the sun, they all have an effect on my behavior. Mars has an effect on how I take action. Venus has an effect on how I love. The moon has an effect on my emotions. Mercury has an effect on my thought process. Jupiter has an effect on my growth. Saturn has an effect on my karma and my doubts and my fears and my limitations. You feel me? Restrictions, shit like that. You understand? That's why you need to study everything, so you can rise up out of slavery and rise up out of destruction. You feel me? Tap back into that God body, like we already doing. You feel me? It's either you gonna do it, you gonna get with it, or you're not gonna get with it. But either way, it's gonna happen. If you're curious to get your birth chart done, you can either text me, but I'd rather you do it by yourself. Or if you want to text me, you can text me. But if you want to do it by yourself, you go on Terra.com or Astro-Seek.com. You feel? You gotta know exactly what time y'all was born. If not, then it's gonna be off, and it's gonna steer you away from astrology, because it's not gonna be accurate, because you don't know what time you was born. So you gotta make sure you accurate within yourself in order for that to be accurate. You understand? Shout out to the most tattoo about Z, man. I love myself. Peace to the gods.